Alright, Shalom. This is Yahawah analyzing camp. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, and to the Son, in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. Call Halayim La, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amath. A double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, who rule well and teach well. A double honor to my elder apostles down here in Eliza and camp as well. A hard one, Ben Yasharallah. Shalom and sincere Tawada to the Akim, the Akwathim, and the Bunyam, the brothers, the sisters, and the truth, and the children who are pushing the truth and believe with sincerity. As you see the headline, interstellar object spotted carrying mysterious companion that points to technological design. The mysterious interstellar object streaking through our solar system has a hidden companion that could collide with Mars within weeks. That's the shocking new theory by respected Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, who has maintained that the giant mass heading towards Earth may actually be an extraterrestrial craft. Wow. The unidentified object, dubbed 3I/Atlas, has widely been accepted by scientists and astronomers as a large frozen comet that's releasing loads of carbon dioxide gas, CO2. However, Professor Loeb has pointed out a number of strange clues, including its unique flight path, taking it near several planets, which could reveal it was artificially created. Now, Loeb has written a new paper theorizing that there is an unseen precursor mini probe traveling ahead of 31/Atlas Salakia, as it makes its closest approach to Mars on October 3rd, 2025. So it's coming up in a few months. 3I/Atlas is projected to pass within 18 million miles of Mars, close enough for detailed images to be taken by a Mars orbiting camera called HiRISE. If the comet is actually a spacecraft, however, Loeb said the object may adjust its mini probe's course to intentionally fly near or even crash into Mars. And this is all speculation by these scientists. All right, but whether or not this this is me speaking, not the article, but whether or not this is or is not a chariot from Yahawashi, it's still a beautiful thing that Yahawashi is making things in the Shemayim move and scare Esau. All right, because he looks down into the waters and there's stuff going on that he doesn't understand. He looks into the Shemayim, there's stuff going on that he doesn't understand, and the Lord has given him. Well, my fact, let me go get that one. Hold on a second. All right, this is Job chapter 14, verse 5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined." That matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 1. Job chapter 14, verse 1. Man that is born of a woman, as you know, every human is of a few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. This is just the everyday life of every man, coming forth as a flower, being cut down, fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. And doest not thine Slakia, and doest thou open thine eyes, specifically the wicked man, Slakia, the wicked individual who doesn't keep the law, statutes, commandments, and the ways of Yahawashi in the forefront of his mind. Verse 3, and doest thou open thine eyes upon such an one, and bringest me into judgment with thee? Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. And this is the point right here. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And Esau, all right, the most wicked, has bounds that he cannot pass. Can't go too high, can't go too low. All right, back to the article. Loeb added that the purpose of such a probe could be to explore or investigate Mars, possibly sent by an advanced civilization to study the planet. All right, and the elder of this camp, Harwan, he and I were talking about this article, and it's the ways that they discredit the Lord by saying a probe. They use words that take away from the power and majesty of Yahawashi in the scriptures. All right, it wasn't called a cigar shape. It wasn't called a tic tac. All right, it was called a pillar. And if it wasn't a pillar, it was a cloud. All right, strong words that to show the majesty of a pillar holds up something. All right, it's like it. All right, a pillar holds up something. All right. In a blog post this week, Loeb explained that a precursor probe smaller than 330 feet, 100 meters, would not be detected by human telescopes due to their limited ability to capture reflected sunlight. Loeb's calculations showed that if this probe exists, it could reach Mars around the same time 3i/Atlas's closest approach, possibly a week earlier in late September, so that's coming up right now. The Frank B. Berard Jr. professor of science added that if 3i/Atlas was a natural comet, any pieces breaking off of it wouldn't have enough speed to travel the huge distance to Mars. All right. And that's what's going on right now. Also, the cloud of gas and dust around 3i/Atlas, observed by a telescope called Spherex, isn't big enough to reach Mars on its own. So if anything from 3i/Atlas does reach Mars, Loeb argued it would suggest the object is artificial, like a spacecraft or probe, rather than a natural object. Wow. It would take only a small orbit correction, a tweak in the object's speed and direction using thrusters or an engine of about 6.2 to 9.3 miles per second this month to put the mini probe on a collision course with Mars, the scientist explained in his blog on Medium. Relatively speaking, there's nothing for 3i/Atlas, which has been barreling through our solar system at nearly 40 miles per second. Damn. At nearly 40 miles per second and more than 140,000 miles per hour. 3i/Atlas is also expected to make close passes by Slakia. 3i/Atlas is expected to make close passes by Venus and Jupiter this year. It'll make its closest approach to Earth on December 17th, when it'll be within 223 million miles of our planet. So they say. All right, so there's a lot to look forward to this year. I mean, the prophecies have been breaking off, and this is A.V. Loeb is the guy that pretty much helped make this article, whatever. But he could be right. He could be right. All right. The Mossad wouldn't be sending a probe, all right, to check out the planets. You know, he made the planets. All right, and this is a picture that the elder he used in the lesson. He was talking about this when it first came into the solar system, but now they're saying that it got a probe and stuff like that. This isn't the first extraordinary theory Loeb has had about the interstellar comet this year. The astrophysicist has publicly discussed the possibility that 3i/Atlas could be a giant nuclear-powered vessel. This shocking claim came after the Hubble Space Telescope took a picture of 3i/Atlas on July 21st, and this is the one that they're talking about, which appeared to show the object generating its own light. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of the article because it's talking about it generating its own light, and the main part I wanted to touch on was it. They're talking about how it's the whole probe thing and stuff like that. All right, which is them saying that that's proof that it's artificially made. All right, Baltimore, let me get a scripture. All right, this is Exodus chapter 13, verse 21. Well, I'm gonna read verse 16, and I'm gonna jump down to verse 21. This is Exodus chapter 13, verse 16. And it shall be for a token upon thine hand, and for the frontlets between thine eyes, for by strength of hand of the Lord, all right, brought us forth out of Egypt. Right, this says by the hand of the Lord. All right, well, Slacky, hold on. That's not what I think. That's a typo right there. But 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 ultimately, by the hand of the Lord, there's a scripture I couldn't find it, but it was talking about the chariots and how it had the hand of a man's hand of it underneath it. Somebody put it in the comments. I couldn't find it, but this is ultimately what I wanted. Exodus chapter 13, verse 21. And the Lord went before them. This is the Israelites exiting out of Egypt. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, right? All right, not just a cloud, but a pillar of a cloud, all right, showing strength, showing that it's holding up something, all right, to lead them by the way and by the night, in a pillar of fire, all right, to give them light to go by day and night. All right, the pillar of fire, not a pillar made of fire, just floating. All right, but a pillar showing strength, showing that's holding up something. All right, of light, to give them light to go by day and night. And we're talking about it's a nuclear powered vessel. All right, the light is giving off, generating its own light. Shoot, pillar of fire, man, pillar of fire. Shoot. All right. To give them light to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people. Right. Con. So that's the point I wanted to get on that one, because Esau likes to use words that take away power. All right, from the majesty of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and ultimately, if what they're saying is a chariot, then they're witnessing greatness right there, and they don't even know it. And if it's not a chariot and it's truly just a comet that's just behaving like that, still call like how about Shemal that he's doing that to make Esau worry, pretty much, because they're still scared about this, whether it is Lord willing it is, but if it's not, cool, that it's scaring Esau to pretty much make them come down with their wrath quicker, so that way these prophecies can pop off and we can get out of this place, America. All right. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. America, Esau is no longer gonna be called tender and delicate. All right, this place Babylon, this place America, spiritually Greece, spiritually Rome, spiritually Sodom, Gomorrah. All right, this place is no longer going to be called tender and delicate. Verse 2, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, and make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. America is going to have to get it out the mud. Well, not get it out the mud, but get in the mud. All right, verse 3, and is the main point. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Right? They talk about what's in the Esau putting false images in people's minds of what's in those chariots, of what's in those UFOs, what they call UAPs. All right, they've been putting a false image of, it's little green men. All right, and then when they did say, it was so-called African Americans inside of a ship, people mocked and people scoffed. People made memes saying, they finna pull up, bumping some rap music, trunk rattling, stuff like that. But little do they know, verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. All right, the secrets and the nakedness of America is going to be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. The shame of America, all right, is going to be seen. All right, the shame of Esau is going to be seen. The shame of anybody who was in like manner of Esau, 2/3 of our people as well, is going to be seen. All right, and Yahawashi, make sure I'm recording. And Yahawashi is going to take vengeance, and will not meet thee as a man. All right. As for our Redeemer, highlight this too. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, the Holy One of Israel. All right. Matter of fact, let me go to verse 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. All right, magicians. Chaldeans were known for their witchcraft and sorcery. All right, same for Esau. He's known for his witchcraft, for his sorcery as well. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Right, America isn't going to be called the Lady of Kingdoms anymore. All right, because ultimately this place is being taken down as we speak. As you're watching or listening to this video, America is falling. America is falling. America is falling. You know. All right, this is John chapter 14, verse 11. And this is Yahawashi speaking. It says, believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, so he that believeth on Yahawashi, the works that I do, the works that Yahawashi did, shall he do also. So we shall also do that, the works that Yahawashi did, and greater works than these shall he do. All right, we shall be doing greater works than Yahawashi did while he was here on the earth, because I go unto my Father. Right. So Yahawashi already went unto the Father. All right, and Yahawashi said that we're gonna do the great works that he did, and even greater. All right, and whatsoever, verse 13, and whatsoever, Slakia, and whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, and that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. Khan. All right, so all we have to do is pray in the proper true name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son. All right, and we're going to do great things like him and even greater. All right, NASA talking about, they saw extraterrestrial beings that look like so-called African Americans. Everyone mocked and scoffed. All right, little do they know, all right, that there are extraterrestrial beings out there. All right, Yahawashi and the holy angels. All right, Yahawashi pulling up in his glory, the glory of the angels and the glory of the Father. All right, little do they know. All right, and in the same way that they're gonna come up, they're gonna come through the Shemaims, come down on earth. All right, doing marvelous works. All right, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is also going to allow his men in these carnal fleshly bodies to do great works as well. All right, before we get our new bodies. All right, I'm gonna get another scripture. All right, this is Acts chapter 1. Chapter 1, I'm gonna start at verse 9. Slakia, hold on. Boom, boom, boom. This is Acts chapter 1, verse 9. And this is the Yahawashi. All right, this is Yahawashi ascending into the heavens, and the disciples looking upon him. This is Acts chapter 1, verse 9. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, that he is Yahawashi, being taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. That cloud being a chariot, what humans, men who have no knowledge of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, call UFOs or UAPs or Tic Tacs or cigar-shaped objects. Ultimately it's a chariot, what the scriptures call clouds. Verse 10. And while they look steadfastly toward heaven, so as they're looking towards heaven, seeing Yahawashi being received and being taken up into a cloud, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahawashi, all right, so the one who went up into the cloud, this same Yahawashi, which was taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. So Yahawashi is gonna come. He left in a cloud, and he's gonna come in a cloud. All right, come back in a cloud. Then return they unto Jerusalem from the mount called Olivet, which is from Jerusalem a Sabbath day's journey. All right. So the same way Yahawashi left in a cloud, all right, he's gonna come back in a cloud. All right, and I'm not saying that that whole Comet 3i slash Atlas is a chariot. All right, but if it is, Kahalaim Law, Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi, there's salvation coming. All right, coming from the Shemayams. All right, past the planets. Got Esau shaking in his boots. All right, but if it's not, if the 3i Atlas isn't Chariot, Kahalaim La, Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi, that he's controlling that comet, all right, to make Esau get scared, all right, to make Esau tighten up pretty much, hurry up and do the bidding of the Lord, so that way a new heaven and a new earth can come down, all right, and wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right, and Esau is going to be moved out of the way, so that way we can, so that way Lord willing, I be of that number, so that way righteousness can dwell on earth. All right, but I pray and hope this was edifying. I'm gonna leave a link to that article in the description box if post production. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Father, and to the Son, and the Pale Hebrew tongue, Kahalaim La, Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Ha, Rakah Kodash Ma'amath. A double honor to the elders, apostle, great millstone, who rule well, teach well. A double honor to my elder apostles down here in the Lions Den camp, Har1 Ben Yasharallah. A sincere water to the Akim, Dakwathim, and the Bunyim, the brothers, sisters, and the children who push in truth to believe with sincerity. Shalom. Shalom.